about chat. Alright, welcome to the HackMatrix. For the people who are watching this on video, there's no one on stream right now to hear this, but the people on video can hear me. Okay, yes, 100. Stream chat. Let's throw this down into... Drop that down. Okay, there we are. Okay. I think I'm going to go play some Minecraft. Let's go play some Minecraft. Let me increase speed here. Play Minecraft inside this temple. You know what actually would be hilarious? I have a Minecraft world. I think I'm going to try to recreate this temple inside of Minecraft. This sounds kind of fun. One thing I want to do today is I want to add some lights. So I think like, let me go here. I can create a Chromium window to show exactly what I want to add here. And so then I'll remember on stream and I can take care of it. So I can come over here and open up a terminal kitty, and then I can increase this and say calc add these lights. So this will be clear calc add these lights, and then NYC light building light. NYC light fixtures. So something that NYC has, they have like pretty cool light fixtures. I love walking around New York. So actually I literally lived on this street, I think. That's a curved building. Bishop's Crook. Okay, no, I didn't. Wait, is Bishop's Crook... Okay, it's a decorative. I think I lived literally on this street, though. You see this curved structure here. Google Maps. If I take a look at my Google Maps, I can show where I lived. Also, where I live currently. But let's take a look at where I lived. It's one of the most distinctive streets, one of the oldest streets in New York, but it has this is why I say that I think that this is close to where I lived, is because there's only a few streets that have an actual curve like this that makes the buildings look curved. So like these buildings, like they seriously look curved. So if I were to turn around and look, I lived in this building right here. If we were to look at Bishop's Crook, and that Bishop's Crook, I don't know if any of these buildings are in that photo, but this was my neighborhood. I've absolutely loved it. I'm going back. Probably even to this neighborhood. I'm not sure when and at what point. But anyways, I want to add some lamps. So I was thinking maybe like if I were to take this and... Not sure what to do. What lamp to make. I can sort of virtually walk around New York here, and I believe I know where I want to go. So if I go to, so I lived, like I said, I lived on William, or no, yeah, William and Maiden at this building. If you walk down to Trinity Church, there is a road, there's Zuccotti Park. You have this. I don't think it's on the side of Zuccotti. I'm looking for, there's a nice area for a lamppost. I think it's on Vesey. So if you go down Vesey, there's like this weird, like sort of, it may be Vesey. Okay, no, definitely not Vesey. Okay, yeah, it's one of these. It's either Thames or Cedar. I think it's probably Thames. So it's like, it feels like a back alleyway. Yeah. It feels like a back alleyway, but it's not. But it has these really amazing sort of looking, what is happening? Okay, so they have these like pretty cool looking light posts here. These lamps. And so I think adding one of these to this building here would be pretty cool. So I'm setting this up as a task to add these lights. So I'm going to, here, I'll open up a magical voxel here too. So to do that, I actually can probably ls downloads Magica Voxel, and so now I know what the path is, and so I can call wine. Oh, that's weird. Look at it glitching over there in the bottom left-hand corner of the browser. Wine home colon downloads Magica Voxel 0.99.7.1 hyphen win64. I hope that's the full path. magicavoxel.exe. I probably should have, okay, that wasn't the full path. PWD, okay, that was actually the full path. Maybe I can't open it that way. Okay, let me, do that. Actually, clear, and then I want to, the thing is I want to redirect all of the error and output to something else, to dev null, so that way it doesn't break my calce. I don't want a bunch of input coming up here. So like what I want to do is I want to say wine downloads Magica Voxel magicavoxel.exe, and then I want to calce that, so it's going to open up the window and then say the thing. But the problem is I need to do that, but I want to redirect the output, and I forgot how to do that. So let's go to chat, not chat, although we can go to chat to see if anybody's up. Let's go, he's live. Hello, Comported. Hello, Forza. Woo, getting some more lights. Yep. So I'm actually going to probably take one of these like sort of light boxes here and put it, probably make a new one that is in the shape of the light bulb here. And so then it will be that thing that's actually casting the light, which will be pretty cool. So I totally forgot how to redirect. When I use to start a background process, how do I redirect std error and std out to dev null? Okay, so the 4 characters that are kind of difficult for me to understand, but it says right here. So fd2 is std error to wherever std out is going, and then you can redirect std out to dev null. So all of this is how I do that, and that's pretty confusing. And do I do that after or before? Okay, so the ampersand comes at the very end. Dev null. So that's 2 greater than ampersand 1. So like the address it 1. Okay. Cool. And before I do that, I want to sleep 4 so that way I can move. Whoops. Unexpected token, blah. Oh, what is this? Oh my gosh. I really need to fix the hotkey swap today. That used to work in X11 and it doesn't now. Okay, so that terminates the command. I was thinking that was it because that was the only odd thing out. Okay, so it's going to sleep. It cleared, it sleeps. And we'll just put this right here. So it's going to wind that. And then it's going to calce. So it did leave this. So in the future, I would want clear that. And technically, I don't need the clear here. But I will do echo. And then I will echo this to calce run. Well, actually, I echo this to calce run. I forgot how to move my cursor to the end. But I echo this to calce run. Well, actually, move calce run to there, vim calce run. Now I'll be able to see this a little bit better. Clear. Okay, I don't know how to shell script very well, but what I want to do is crunch bang bin bash. What I want to do is put the first input, so the second input, I think this is second input, goes there, and then the first input is the command so I'm just going to ask ChatGPT how to do this. So if I want the command to be passed in how do I do that? So is my arg Discord. I posted a video on Discord. I posted the stream itself on Discord. Man, my computer is boot. I need to get rid of that beep. That beep is really annoying to me. Calce run Minecraft. Okay, so I do that. I move over here. It's going to open up Minecraft. Hopefully, after like 4 seconds of sleeping, open up Minecraft. Oh, I think the name is Minecraft with a so it's capital Minecraft. Minecraft launcher. Okay, so the launcher just gets capitalized. It probably has some type of okay, that works the way I want it to. Pkill Minecraft mine. Okay. Clearly, on the street. I guess I can see if that works. I'm going to see if that works. Calce run I3. Running I3. I'm not going to do that here though. Let's do it in another term. Here we go. This one works. Calce say run i3, running i3. See if it opens up i3. Okay, no, it didn't open up. Is the stream laggy for anyone else? Yeah, it probably is laggy actually. You know what? I'm going to restart real quick if it's laggy. And by restart, I mean I'm not going to restart the stream. I'm going to transfer it to the server. Okay, so I do apologize if anybody has headphones because I do think it makes when I abruptly just kill the stream like that, I think it actually makes like a crack sound in the audio. I'm not sure how to fix that. But anyways, the stream should be not problematic anymore. Let's get to... Oh, that's not it. That's not it either. There it is. And we are back. Okay, Google Maps. Go. Back to New York City. Down to Thames Street. Something else about Thames Street that I like is they have these really cool gargoyle face things. Or, I'm not exactly sure what they are, but they have them on these columns. So, I think I'm going to pop out chat here. That's good. I thought it was that. So like, what was happening yesterday when I was doing the live shader, or 2 days ago when I was doing live shader editing, it was, for some reason it caused like serious slowdowns or something. So I'm not sure what that's about, but okay. So I got to do the same thing I just did. Say run. So this will be wine downloads. So actually I'm going to wine downloads Magica voxel. I'm going to put that into quotes. And then make a cool light post. Okay, so I'm going to take care of that today. And then another thing I want to do today is I probably want to figure out why the hotkey swapping doesn't work. So on the stable X11 version, we have in the window manager, oops, that's an include file. The ability to swap hotkeys. Which is not in this find app. So with hotkey, oh, it might be in controls. Didn't used to be in controls, but I've moved things to controls in Wayland. Okay, so only movement and focus are handled in the controls at the moment. So I need to go back to the window manager. Okay, so I think this is the function that's being called swap hotkeys. Except it's not being used anywhere. Okay, I'm going to go and look at the keyboard and WLR compositor in the Wayland. So maybe it's being handled there. In process key sim. And so it gets the modifier held, and then it handles the key sim. And so really this should be the only thing that's handling the movement of the window. Oh, this is controls handle key sim. That's interesting. So that's some slop that needs to be cleaned up. I wonder if window manager handle key sim even does anything at the moment. It might not even be used. That's the problem with using codecs, is it creates a bunch of slop and then you have to clean it up, and yeah, it's just a huge mess. Handle hotkey sim, find all references. Oh, okay, so it is actually used in the controls handle hotkey sim, I believe. Or handle key sim. Although I'm not sure, what does it even do? It's like it says it handles screenshot, request screenshot. But I'm not sure why this stuff isn't just in the controls. And the reason why it's not in controls, I am sure why it is just slop. Just slop. AI slop. Okay, so something that's interesting is that it has this XKB key Q for closing an app. Oh, I thought that was quitting. Never mind. Okay, so realistically, all of this slop can just move. Just inline it. For now, this is all slop code. Even this function is slop code. And this, yeah, this only runs if modifier is held. And then look at this. So it had these switch statements, and then it just had this like single if statement. It's just pure slop, guys. Okay, so there is no more Wayland mode or X11 mode here. So I'm not sure even what it's trying to do here. Well, I know what it's trying to do, but it's junk that needs to be removed. I believe that the control should have its own registry. If not, that's pretty surprising to me. It's trying to close an app. Also, why does it close the app and then unfocus it? That's absurd. Again, super slop. I'm not sure if it actually is needed though, so oh my. Okay, so this is getting the focused app component. But that's actually not, I'm not even sure why again, it's slop, but what it could have done and what it should have done is the window manager has get currently focused app, which returns exactly the same thing, except it's an optional. But not an optional star. And so now that's testing if that optional exists. So we don't actually need to test that anymore. Okay, so comp is an optional of an entity. Okay, so that's giving me the entity component. So I still need the registry. Okay, so that gets the currently focused app. I'm not sure. I think this is probably just a raw pointer, unfortunately, held in the engine. What needs to happen is there needs to be the so when controls gets created, we need an entity registry star registry, like so. Okay, let's go to references. There should only be one. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, because that's... Hey, what is that? Okay, those are all just the function declarations. This is the only place where one should be created. I believe I put it here. And that's where that's supposed to go. Right before the texture pack that isn't even used anymore. That was back when I had legit Minecraft worlds. And so I had Minecraft textures. What is registry? Oh, it's a shared pointer. Nice. I thought that was possible, but I wasn't 100% sure. And so the registry should actually be not a raw pointer, but a shared pointer. Like so. Let's take a look at chat. Yeah, yesterday you were saying that you vibe coded, or 2 days ago you were saying that you vibe coded HackMatrix in C++ in 500 lines. So I don't believe you. I'm going to open up chat on my phone so I can see it better. Vibe coding Minecraft in Java. That's pretty cool. I can believe that. Where was my VS Code at? It's all the way down here. Okay, so I have a shared pointer now. And so the registry should exist, which means try get std optional. That doesn't have to be that. I'm not sure why it thinks. Okay, so I need to specifically say value, and I believe this will always have value. Although I'm not. So if I look at the definition, has current. So it has a get pending focused. So specifically I need to say this. Else that's going to cause a serious problem. So get currently focused app dot has value. You don't actually need to say this. The if statement evaluated in an if statement actually will do that. But just for clarity, I'm going to make it redundant and say has value and can explicitly convert it to a bool. I'm not sure what this is. We don't need that. That's logging. So I am sure what it is, but we don't need it. Okay, so it seems that pretty much everything here has been refactored. So we don't actually. I'm not sure what prune invalid focus does. That's some type of compact hotkey list. Bro, it's just pure slop. The type of code that this thing, that ChatGPT made here, it's just so slop. It's like, I don't want to prune anything. Like, you just coded that because you failed your test and you're trying to do anything to get it working. That's basically why. So. Don't think it through. Just, oh, let me put just a billion fallbacks. This didn't work, so, you know, I'm not going to figure out why it didn't work. I'm just going to say, if this one didn't work, then we're going to try it this way instead. And you have like 5 different paths. Only one of them works. You code fallback after fallback after fallback, and then the fallback is the only real path. Or I say you, I'm talking to ChatGPT. So I've got that LLM psychosis, y'all. Okay, so I think this is probably good enough to compile. I think I also removed I removed the call to that function in the window manager. What I didn't do is I didn't remove it from the header file. So let me go do that. Handle hotkey sim goodbye, sloppy function. There was another one which was prune something or other. Prune invalid focus. Goodbye prune invalid focus. Yes, slop function. Oh, actually I might need that. That was also probably a fallback. It probably just didn't know why it wasn't unfocusing, so it's like, let me just do this fallback prune bullshit. Goodbye. This may actually just break my entire build. It's possible. But I'm fine breaking it if it means getting rid of some slop and figuring out that it is or isn't slop. I kind of wish I didn't do this Wayland port as a codecs migration, because there really was only one part of it that actually needed codex's input. That part being this Wayland app with all of these DMA buff stuff. That would have been difficult for me to write, but this stuff I should have probably just written on my own. Oh wow, so it's really calling this all over the place. Well, that's the function I actually just deleted, so maybe not. Okay, and let me make sure that the interface doesn't have it either. Okay, so I'm going to now compile this. Let's cd build make, and let's see if it compiles. And while that's happening, let's go to Magic Voxel. And so as a reminder, I'm going to make this light pole on Thames Street in New York. So let's just get rid of all of that. Not sure the best way to go about doing this. It's like I can whoa. Maybe a little too much. Probably want just like this dark gray color. Let's see if that compiled well. I actually have no idea why that didn't compile. No, it should have a function for that. Shared pointer entity registry before the... Actually, I need to put this here as well. So it has a window manager pointer, world camera renderer, registry. The registry is a shared pointer to entity registry, and so it's saying that this constructor doesn't exist. That's hogwash. I have no idea what that was. That was weird. HackMatrix, dear. So it crashed on building the engine, and then upon rebuild it didn't even rebuild the engine, so I have no idea what happened there, but I'll let that continue to compile while I work on this light pole. I don't think this has to be perfect. I just want it to be sort of inspired by the one in New York. Probably one more ought to do, and then I can go straight down. It's probably too much actually. Okay, now to create a lampshade. So I think I can do 6. Oops, let's attach like so. That might actually be too small. 8. Okay. And then I'm going to erase. And I probably want to erase a pixel into that. Maybe like 4, maybe 5. It's got to be an even number. 6. That looks pretty cool. Okay. And then maybe I'll do an attach for this, all of these faces here. Okay, I think that's pretty legit. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this. And I'll put it into my game folder, which is Kuber Logos. This will be light fix. Okay. I actually think I want to paint it. Maybe a little bit darker. Alright, let's go ahead and export this. Is this the easiest program to import models from? No, I mean I can import models from like Blender or like OpenSCAD. So it has a pretty general, like you can create an OBJ file from pretty much any piece of software, and then it can also render like STLs, I think, maybe. But the main thing is right now, I'm actually wanting to make a dynamic micro-voxel engine. And so if I build my world out of voxels, then I can, or fake voxels, then I can convert them to real voxels and then make the entire thing sort of a dynamic voxel world, I guess. So for me, it's just like the easiest way to model stuff. I'm not like super great at Blender, and I sort of like the pixelated aesthetic. Let's take a look at the compilation. Okay, so this is the same compilation error with the engine, I think. I'm just going to yeet this at ChatGPT because it is a shared pointer issue. I'm not sure why it would cause this. I think the constructor is fine. So if something is... What in the world? This is new. Got it. Okay. That stupid interface thing. So it's part of the slop ChatGPT or OpenAI Codex slop migration. I was going to keep the X11 and the Wayland as two separate backends with an interface to manage them, this window manager interface. And so what it's complaining about is that I deleted something from the implementation without deleting it from the interface, and I just need to delete the interface. I suppose I can do that after this, immediately after this. I have already made like quite a few changes that may break stuff, and so I want to just verify that it doesn't break. I'm going to play Doom and ChatGPT. I suppose that's possible. You get it to code Doom, and then it just is Doom in the browser, and then you can just do it play it in the preview. AI makes a meme pong, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to now open up a terminal, and I'm going to activate the virtual environment. So this will actually be or I'll just call source vim bin activate, and then I will go into the scripts. Oh my gosh. Python entity 2e after I make it a little bit smaller. All right. It has a scrolling problem. It cuts off two of the entities. But right now I don't really care about that. Okay, so I create a new entity with an absolutely absurd entity ID. That's not a real entity ID. Okay, so I'm going to add a model. And so this is going to be home colon Kuber logos vox. I forget what I named it. Light something. Light fixture NYC. Light fixture NYC dot obj. Okay, so that model has been added, and now I need to add a positionable. So let's make it 10x, just so I can see where it is. It has not shown itself yet. Let's move it up 4. Did I even save that OBJ? Home colon Kuber logos vox light fixture nyc.obj. Let me make sure that that file exists. Light fixture nyc.obj, so it does. Light fixture nyc.obj colon Kuber logos. Let's move it like -4 for now, and then it's a scale of 10. I am very surprised I can't see it. Okay, so the crystal is at 0.8, so I should be able to see it somewhere near the crystal. It's like directly above it, maybe. Why can't I see it? Maybe 10x scale is just too small. I should 100% see that. There might be a bug where I have to like edit the model again. Why haven't you added exploding barrels yet? Asks Lee Surge. I don't know. Let's see. Comported box says no in developer mode with an NPC server. Oh, that's cool. So you have it, you get it to communicate like with your native machine. Is that how that works? Paid lowered says, hey, why not just use your UV to manage VIMs? I don't know what UV means. Or pipx. Oh, pipx might be a good idea. I don't know. I'm pretty like new to modern Python, so I mean I've used Python like my entire dev career, but pretty new to like modern Python. Light. I really don't know why that's not working. It's actually pretty upsetting because that usually works. I've imported models that way multiple times before. The entity ID on this is like very strange though. What if I were to clone it? It's another several of them. It's still not loading. I guess one thing I can do just to verify is just make it extraordinary and just make it take up the entire space. So if I were to do that to, like, let's say the courtyard. Oh, it just disappeared. Big courtyard. So maybe the problem is I've just made it like too big. Hey, there it is. That was the problem. Okay, negative 10. Oh, negative 10. Let's go 6. Let's see where it is now. Okay, negative. I need a way to like just click it and drag it, you know, like a normal engine. I've been doing a text-based engine for way too long. Or I don't know what you call this. It has no GUI functions though. That looks kind of goofy on a temple. I'm just gonna be honest. It's not really something I want. What a strange temple. It might actually look good if it wasn't like way up here. If it was smaller and a bit further down. Made it disappear into the temple itself. I don't know, I'm sort of regretting this design. Also, can you try using local AI? Paid Lord asks. Well, probably not. I mean, I have local AI maybe installed on this, but the problem is I have a really crappy GPU. I mean, compared to, you know, ChatGPT or whatever. So I'm not sure it's a great idea to just use local AI. Maybe in the future, that might be cool. I'm not super fond of this light fixture, but I'll keep it because I wanted to design it, so that's fine. Whoops. I want like negative 21.5 maybe, so I can see the. There we go, it's almost there. Negative 21.7. Could you imagine if like professional game developers had to use a text-based thing to animate or to move things? I actually saw a hilarious video that I'm going to show you guys where animating Woody, where they actually do this shit.
Like,
look at this.
So that as it hops up and across the room, in those extremes, I'm sure Andy would depend. I'm not here on all the of character animator whistles.
I have to find where they do this. Okay, right here. So they used a text-based. They used essentially what I have. Let me get this back up to a good resolution.
Basic geometric shapes like cylinders and spheres. And Woody, I just moved the controls.
Look at this.
Elbow.
Look at this. They're just changing the values. Exactly like what I'm doing.
The next one down is the wrist. I can move his wrist however I want him to look. And so on down. Here's his first finger. I don't know if you can see that. But the nice thing about working with the stand-in.
So it's kind of like what I have. I think it's funny. Theirs is actually better because they can move their mouse. I have to like manually type the numbers. Anyways, okay, so I'm going to now check up on the compiler, compilation, compact hotkey list. Who's using it? Who's using the compact hotkey list? Compact hotkey list. Okay, I'll add the compact hotkey list function back. I have to go grab it from GitHub, so I deleted it. Or I guess I can grab it from a git diff. Git diff. Okay, let's see. Did you fall out of love with Claude? Yeah, so I used Claude to make a robot, a painter robot. I don't know if I have a YouTube video of it. Painter. I need to go to my profile and then search. Can I search mine from Colin Alex Bell Painter? Paint. Robot. So I made a painting robot that painted a wall with Claude, and the Claude, whatever its code thing is, didn't work very well. And so I decided to not subscribe to Claude and subscribe to ChatGPT. Claude Code, or what it's called, whatever it's called. Claude Terminal, whatever. Yeah, Claude Code. It's just, its user interface is not as great. So, look at this. I invented pain. This is a robot spider I built like a decade ago. And if I move the leg too far, what it causes is it causes the battery to pull too many amps. Or it causes the servo to pull too many amps from the battery, which causes a voltage drop across the entire system. And so the PWM voltage becomes unstable. It actually kind of reminds me of how a nervous system works. And so that instability of the signal across all of the servos causes them to twitch and shit. So let's take a look at the compilation. Okay, that works. So before I finish the, before I reload HackMatrix to test that, I'm going to put the other light pole on the other side. So 3, 1.8, and 5.0. So this is 3, 1.8, and then 0.5, not 5.0. And actually this needs to be 27.8. Okay, so that should move it to the exact spot that this one is. But now I want to move this to like -2 maybe. Oh, that's not where that should be. So the 21.8, -21.8. Okay, so now it should be right there. And so then I need to make this like -20 maybe? -23. Oops. Whoops, where is it? -21 point, -21. -22. Okay, that's relatively center. And it still feels kind of goofy to have light fixtures on the temple itself, but I guess it would make it feel a little more modern. Maybe if there were like gargoyles or statues or something on them, it might look a little less obtrusive. But regardless, I don't really care too much about that at the moment. Okay, so I just recompiled to just do a refactor. So I'm going to restart. If anybody's wearing headphones, I advise you to cover your ears for a brief moment, because when I kill the stream, it's going to make a snap pop sound. So I'm doing that in 3. Okay, the stream is back. Did you guys hear a snap sound? You may have, may not have, not sure. Okay, so let's test the hotkeys. Okay, so hotkeys still work. Let me open up Stream, my browser at least, see if we can sort of hop between the. Yep. Okay, so that's
character like.
That still works. Was it actually loud? Did you guys actually hear it? I think I rewatched one of my streams when I did that, and it actually seemed kind of loud. So I think there's got to be a way to prevent it from doing that. But for some reason, just like I'm using FFmpeg, and so I close it, for some reason it's sending some corrupted audio or something, I'm not sure. Okay, so let's open up VS Code again. So now that I've sort of refactored that problem, I want to sort of fix the hotkey swap. Get rid of all of this. Okay, so in controls, there should be a... I have to refactor this entire function. Look how big this function is. It's so ugly. It's 273 lines. I don't write code like this. This code is slop. That just needs to be refactored. The way I write control code is I have all of these individual handle methods that are like 3 or 4 lines. But the Wayland port, this is all GLFW, and Wayland completely got rid of GLFW. So at some point, all of these will be replaced with their own like Wayland version, or their default the XKB key version. And it's just going to take some time. So, anyways, there should be like shift hold. And so there is shift held. But when shift is held, and then one of the 1 through 9 keys are pressed, what should happen is it should remap the keys and swap them. And that doesn't exist. But maybe I can add it. So I think there might be a function in here called swap. Swap hotkeys A and B. Okay, so if I just come here and then so instead of unfocusing the app, I actually need to know which hotkey is focused. So I'm going to go to the GitHub and take a look at how this was done, either in the stable X11 version, or I might have just now deleted that, the usage of swap hotkeys. Okay, so I deleted it a while ago. So this function actually isn't even called by anything at the moment. Once again, I'm just refactoring AI slop. I really should not have merged the Wayland stuff into main before getting it fully refactored, but I just wanted to get Wayland stuff published. I was planning on shipping this as like a game at some point, and so I was like, I'm just going to call the Wayland port done, then I can take care of the slop later. Anyways, I'm going to go and find the... Maybe I can just actually go through the... find like the stable version here. I think Voxelwork was actually pre the Wayland port, so I'll just browse files there, and then we can go to the source window manager, and then call swap hotkeys. Okay, so here's actually where the swapping happened. What in the world? How old is this function? Okay, so I have just discovered that what I've written, that function I just deleted, was not AI slop. In fact, it was slop that, actually, it might have been AI slop that I wrote, but this on hotkey press was actually something that I put in 2 years ago. So. But anyways, I think this is the code that I need. So just find apps, hotkey, the currently focused app, and I swap. Okay, that makes sense. So first off, all the log controls, don't need that at the moment. Event keycode dot equals code. I'm not sure I need the event keycode. Okay, so this iterates through all the apps with hotkeys. And then if the key was one of those, then it takes the so I need to get the index by getting the X key 1 and then that would be 0. So I subtract the key from, so this will be okay, so we already have an index. Okay. So really this just needs to be the shift index. So we're already checking that it's a proper key sim. So this will be, I think, called shift held. Okay, so if shift is held, we do this, or else we do that. Okay, so this is WM get currently focused app. And it gets the source and that swaps. And then we do not return all of this. Okay, and so for some reason my controls autocomplete is broken, so I have no idea if this code actually even will compile. So I can just test it. But let me just read this real quick just to make sure. So if the symbol being pressed is between these two keys, then we get the index by subtracting the symbol, which is just an enum minus the first key value. Then there are two possible states. First off, we need to check whether or not the index of the key pressed actually has an app associated with it, which is what this does. If the get apps with hotkeys has a particular size, that means we have X number of apps with hotkeys, and so the index X will be valid, or index less than X. Okay, so if shift is held, that means we're going to do a swap. And so we're going to swap the currently focused app for an app in a particular hotkey. Otherwise, we're going to focus that app. And so I think that's good. Okay, so what this is going to do is, like right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. But VS Code shouldn't be 4, I think it should probably be 1, and so I can do shift mod 1, and then it will get remapped to 1. This needs to be index. Get currently focused app is a function. So I can do, I don't actually need to do that, I'll just call wm get currently focused app again. This is a pretty lightweight function. Wm find app hotkey. Well, that's unfortunate, I believe. Interesting. Let's take a look at the header file, because those functions definitely exist. So maybe just the problem with the interface again. So we have swap hotkeys. And then find app hotkey. Okay, so this may not compile because there may not be an X11 version of them. Oh no, there's only one implementation of the window manager interface, which is the Wayland. Okay, let's try that again. Andrew Farrar says Grok generated something showing how to run CUDA on AMD GPUs. Meta AI validated it should work by shimming the kernel. I don't want to get in trouble for releasing it. Any thoughts? Oh yeah, I don't think you'll get in trouble for that. Maybe just release it anonymously. If you're familiar, I'm not sure if what you did is what this company did, but there's a tiny company or something, tiny company, or tiny geohot tiny grad. So this is trying to exploit AMD GPUs. I'm not sure if it's replicating the CUDA API, but it's definitely. I think it might actually be trying to replicate the CUDA API because they're trying to get all of the like ML libraries working on AMD. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing, but it's something pretty similar. Or maybe they're just building their own API that's just minimal and then putting it in all the libraries. Andrew Farrar says, your setup is really cool. Thank you. Forza says, I'm trying to use local AI, but my MCP server that I use requires more context than my GPU can hold, and the DDR4 is too slow to use a model that large at a reasonable pace. Yep. Only local models I can run. Can't do local code execution on my machine. Forza says, I say release it. Fucking video. Yeah, I agree. Again, maybe just do it anonymously. Okay, we're still compiling. What did I change? I changed the window manager.h, which is the window manager.h is used in pretty much all of the systems, so it's going to take a little while to compile. Making everyone dizzy here. I really do hope the swap functionality just works. Something I can do is just ask Codex, hey, review my latest diff. Swapping hotkeys. My pointer is a little weird. It's like the very far left of the pointer is what actually is pointing. I guess that makes sense. That's usually what your pointer is, the far left of the pointer. Mine is it's a fractal that is like dynamically generated. I might make it a little bit bigger. It's difficult to see. Or maybe I can turn it to like the left, so the top part of it is pointing. Tree fractal. Yes, I think this pointer is actually this. That's what this is. It's just a little. It's a little too small. You can see it. You can kind of see it, but kind of want to make it bigger. And turn it 90 degrees counterclockwise, or maybe 45 degrees counterclockwise. Okay, so this compiled. Let's take a look at see what GPT says. Super P now also unfocuses the app because new switch falls through. Oh, okay, that's a problem. Super Q no longer closes the app. Oh, okay, that's fine. We're not even using X11 anymore. Okay, so I think this is probably good. So again, close your ears because I am going to kill this and then swap. So just 1 second. Loud noise. Okay, so something that I actually want to change is that whenever I go into standby mode, you see, at least I see on my phone, I see the like reloading symbol or like the buffering symbol. And I'm not sure why that is. But I have a guess that it's because my standby script is running at a low frame rate or something. It said it was giving like an FPS of like 15. Oh, I don't want to open RMTP. If I opened RMTP, it would have shared my stream key. So I don't think I can fix this on stream. But I do think this runs at 30 FPS. So I think my hypothesis there was incorrect. So I'm not. Oh, there goes the stream key. Okay, so I'm actually going to have to kill the stream now, and then yeah, I'm actually going to have to kill the stream, I think, and then reset my stream key. But I think I might be able to actually kill the stream, bring it back on live, get the stream reset, and keep the stream going, actually.